My name is Raz, and I'm a bit of an MMO fan. Runescape was the first video game I ever played at the young age of 10, and I have been hooked on the genre since. I currently pay for subscriptions to World of Warcraft, Runescape, playing both RS3 and OSRS, and Lord of the Rings Online. I've also dabbled in Elder Scrolls Online and Final Fantasy XIV. So when I heard there was a new open-world MMORPG in early access that was supposed to be similar to OSRS called Bitcraft Online, it really caught my attention. I bought it and I played for just over 2 hours. If you want to see that video, here it is, and it is linked in the description. But then after that, I quit the game and I got a refund for it. I have no idea why my refund email looks all jumbled and garbled like this. I tried everything to fix it, so I apologize. I don't know why it's like that. But here's why I got a refund. The thing that I could not get over was the crafting system, which is a big part of Bitcraft Online. I love a good crafting system, I love diving into mindless tasks in RuneScape, but this was something else. So we're gonna go into me making a piece of armor. So to start, in order to make our armor, and I decided to make a leather shirt, a rough leather shirt, you need ore and leather. That's all you need. But let's get into how to make those. First, in order to get your leather, you need to go out and unalive an animal. And then you get an animal carcass, pictured here. However, you can only carry one of these at a time. 2 if you have your cart. Next, I am processing said animal carcass at the ancient hunting station. This is going to get us our animal hide. Oh wait, but I forgot. Even after you get that, you have to craft it into a rough cleaned pelt. Now I think we're ready to make our leather. After you have your cleaned pelt, then you can turn it into rough tanned pelt. And that requires your cleaned pelt and tannins. Now the tannins, in order to make those, you need bark and water. Sounds simple, right? You need a bucket in order to do that. And a bucket is a thing you must craft. And the bucket involves 5 additional steps in order to make. And also the buckets are on-use items, so it's not like once you make the bucket, you use it forever. No, they're on-use items, so once you use it, it's gone. Luckily, it does make a stack of 10 buckets, but still, you still have to go through another about 5 additional steps in order to make your bucket, in order to make the tannins. Tanning your pelts is a forced 5-minute wait time. Now that you've gone through your forced 5-minute wait time to tan your pelts, there is another step in order to make the leather. So we've made our leather now, but wait, there is a whole other process in this. We still need to make our bars, because yes, you need bars in order to make a rough leather shirt. So let's go through that process together. So first, you get your ferrolith ore chunk, but once again, you can only carry one of these at a time. 2 if you have your cart. But wait, it's not just as simple as turning this ore into bars. Here's my live reaction to finding out that there is yet another material that we need to make. Ferrolith ore what? Wait, so in order to just make a bar, I need wood and then whatever this is? Are you kidding? Anyway, so you probably kind of understand what's about to happen here, but essentially I needed to break the ore down into chunks, and then the chunks into concentrate, and then I could finally combine the concentrate with wood in order to make the molten bar, and then there was some sort of 5-minute waiting process in there and to finally get the end product, but yeah, essentially that's how we made our bar. Oh, and we needed more than one for this rough leather shirt, by the way. And from there, I was finally able to make my first piece of armor in the game. Again, this is starting armor. This is just like the level 1 stuff. And from what I've heard, as the tiers go up, you start to get RNG for items that you need to craft stuff. So, I don't know. If this is something that you find enjoyable, go for it. Okay, now here's where I was going to show you how to make leather armor in OSRS, but my OSRS character is not a high enough level, so I'm just going to show you in RuneScape 3. First, kill a few cows. Then, tan the leather via an NPC. Then, use a needle and thread to craft your armor. That's it! Now, it's been pointed out to me that this game is more meant for group play, where you join a settlement and don't do this all by yourself. And that's a fair argument. However, group play is not an option for many people. In fact, when I first started playing MMOs, and even when I first started streaming about 10 years ago, I played completely on my own for years. It wasn't until I joined a guild in World of Warcraft that I began to play with others. In my opinion, MMOs nowadays need to have viable solo options. Even World of Warcraft is implementing more solo options. And even if I was to join a group in Bitcraft and be, say, the leather worker, I still do not like even the single process of making leather. It's too much. Secondly, the first hour or two in an MMO is hugely important. If you introduce systems or mechanics that are too complicated for a new player, that is a quit moment right there. And that is exactly what happened to me. So let me know your thoughts. Is this something you enjoy? Or is it too much for you too? Have you been playing Bitcraft with a group? How has it been? Please share your thoughts. I would love to hear them. Alright everyone, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.